Teacher, teacher, I beg you ring the bell. Teach them how to read. And teach them how to spell. And teacher, teacher, I beg you ring the bell. Teach them how to read. And teach them how to spell. Yes. It's that time of the morning again when your teacher, your reality teacher, is on your internet. What I want you to do, it is 3:41. What I want you to do, tell your mama, tell your papa, tell your auntie, tell your niece, tell your friend that the teacher is on the internet and he won't go beyond 6 o'clock. Right? Yes, it's this time of the morning. The right energy, the bright angels, they pass through and they feed me, saying good morning, and they have fed me with the necessary for you to feed on. So they always said, the earliest bird catch the most worm. It is not worm is here for you to catch this morning. It's wisdom. Right? Wisdom. And this morning, we will be focusing on falsehood. No, not that wood. False things. False prophet. False God. False teaching. False love. False hair. False buttocks. False penis. False vagina. False nails, I think I said here already, but just about everything that is false, we'll be zooming in on them this morning. False religion, false government, right? Everything that is false. I must hasten to tell you, I got this urge in recent time to make my people aware of some of the things that they did not know, some that I thought they would have known, some I thought they should know, and some I thought that I did not know that they do not know. So it gives me the urge to aware you, to bring the awareness to you of the things you did not know. Come on now. He who have eyes to see, let them see. He who have ears to hear, let them hear. All I'm asking you to do, don't throw up your colors when the truth hits you, and act out in the comment section. Please hold your composure, because I am not here to slander anyone, but to bring the awareness to you for one and only reason: change. Right? So I hope you all got this clear. Right? I just want you to look deeper in yourself. After you got the awareness, I'm standing here as an igniter to light that fire, to bring that light to that dull part that is within you, vocab. So I want the light to spear through your darkness. And that's the reason why I'm up this time of the morning. Clancy, good morning. Mighty, good morning. King, good morning. Same one. Good morning once again. Right? Yes. Yes, I'm expecting a gem of a time this morning. All I ask you to do is to support the live. If you don't tap the screen, then soon it will start to freeze. That is tricks in trades and matches backs in business. Binance, when he make this app, he did not make it for unprofitable reasons, right? So you must support who is using it so Binance can get their portion, right? So please, when you come on the app, please do even support it with a tap of the screen. Please don't be mean with your fingers. All right? Thank you. Thank you. Don't be mean with your fingers. Now, this morning, I'm going to take you through a lesson. But before I go into the lesson, I have 2 videos out this morning, and I want you to check them out. One is on the People's Progressive Science, right? And the other one is on my regular page. Please check out those 2 videos. If you are a Jamaican, have any interest in Jamaica, right? Listen to what I am saying, right? Yes, in those 2 videos this morning on my 2 pages. If they are there, like them, share them, support them. Let those videos goes at least a 10K. Please share them. They are very interesting. Remember the People's Progressive Science, right? And Tychicus the Revelator, right? Good things are over there. Check them out. And also my business signs are over there. You want signs for say learners? All of your business and your office signs laminated, from tabloid to legal to letter size. Any signs you want, just give me a call. You can inbox me for further details. All right? That I'm certain is not false, but I'm going to read from a book, an extended book of Daniel, to kick off this morning discussion, and we can discuss from here on. How do you see it? You agree or you don't agree? Your early morning teacher is on. Do you want to learn? Well, sit. If you don't want to, flick, scroll, and roll. All right. Now, this topic entitles Bell on the Dragon, and we are gonna hear what Bell is. But before we get into the meat of the story, let me give you an introduction of the book I am reading from. All right, listen this. Bell on the Dragon consists of 2 stories which were added to the Greek translation of the book of Daniel. The first tells of Daniel's wisdom and courage in revealing the falseness of the idol Bel, and the second described how he destroyed a dragon which was worshipped by the Babylonians. I may do this in 2 parts. I may do this in 2 parts. Let's see how fast we get through with Bell. Then we go to the dragon. They are short stories, but by the time we elaborate on it, you look into yourself and you see what you have seen and you make the comparisons. It may take some times, and 6 o'clock we are out of here. Okay? All right. So let us go into the story. After the death of King Asteris, Cyrus of Persia took over his kingdom. Daniel was the king. Daniel was one of King Cyrus' closest companions, and the king thought more highly of Daniel than of any other of his advisors. The Babylonian had an idol named Bel, Bel, right? Each day, the people had to provide Bel with an offering of 12 bushels of fine flour, 40 sheep, and 50 gallons of wine. King Cyrus believed that Bel was a god, and each day he used to go and worship it. But Daniel worshiped his own God. You know, when I look through the 3rd verse, the Babylonian has an idol named Bel. Each day the people had to provide Bel with an offering of 12 bushels. Please don't run away now. Don't slap me or don't politicize this. But as I read that line, honestly, I look at Jamaica Public Service. Yes. As I read that line, I look at Jamaica Public Service. Right? The amount of money Jamaica Public Service would have collected from individual customer, then I just cannot believe then that they would have to even consider to send abroad for assistance. We would have thought that as much is there for a natural disaster, right? Yes, we would have thought within ourselves that they were preparing for something like this. Are you with me this morning, or are you a politician and don't talk truth? You don't level vibes, right? 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 Now, when you look at how the false god was fed, listen again. Each day the people had to provide Bel with an offering of 12 bushels of fine flour, 40 sheep, and 50 gallons of wine. Right? So that's how it brought me back to Jamaica Public Service. Enormous light bills. Exuberant light bills. So where are the money? Where are the money to get the necessary resources in for a time like now of natural disaster? No preparation were made. The money just leak out. So can we find out? Can we find out where the food, yeah, the 40 sheep, yeah, and the much gallon of wine are go? We are gonna find out this morning. Are you with me? If you are with me, support the live. Don't make it freeze, right? Tap the screen, right? King Cyrus believed that Baal was a god, and each day he used to go and worship it. But Daniel worshiped his own God. It's like Bar Jesus. Sir Paulus believed that Bar Jesus was God, was the divine. Sir Paulus, who was bright, did not know that, Uncle, good morning, that the word bar means the divine, the undivine, not the divine. So Sir Paulus would have taken lesson from this false entity, right? Here we go this morning. I'm coming to you, Uncle, coming to you, right? I just want you to just, as I go through this passage of scripture, as we are dealing with falsehood, false teachings.
Good morning,
So I
Tychicus.
am now setting the table clear for discussion.
Good
We are
morning,
using
Tychicus. Good morning.
Daniel as our light. Okay?
Tychicus.
All right.
Tychicus. Good morning.
So let me read verse 3 again. The Babylonian had an idol named Bel. Each day the people had to provide Bel with an offering of 12 bushels of fine flour, 40 sheep, and 50 gallons of wine. King Cyrus believed that Bel was a god, and each day he used to go and worship it. But Daniel worshipped his own God. Right? Yes? One day, the king asked Daniel, "Why don't you worship Baal? Why don't you worship Baal?" Daniel answered, "I do not worship idols made with human hands. I worship only the living God." Where did Uncle go? Right? God, who created heaven and earth and is the Lord of all human beings. And don't you believe that our God Baal is really alive? Asked the king. The king really asked a question. Don't you believe that our God is really alive? Daniel's God is really alive. But the king's God is a man-made article, not alive. Haven't you seen how much he eats and drink every day? Then the king was convinced, because each day the people had provided Baal with an offering of 12 bushels of fine flour, 40 sheep, and 50 gallons of wine. So that is enough to convince the king that Baal is a living God. Because each time they place it there in the morning, it's gone. So must this greedy God eating up all of these 40 sheep. Yes, the king thought, right? Daniel, Daniel laughed like, Daniel laughed and said, don't be fooled, your majesty. This God you call Bel is nothing more than clay covered with bronze. Right? It has never eaten or drunk anything. How you are going to tell the king that? How are you going to tell the king that? Are you awake this morning? Or are you sleeping? Do you want lessons? Or do you want to continue to listen slander and false news? Are you awake this morning for wisdom? Are you ready to support something good this morning? All right. At this, the king became angry and called in all 70 of his priests of Baal. He said to them, I warn you that you will be put to death unless you can show me that it is Baal who is eating these offerings. If you prove to me that it is Baal, then I will have Daniel put to death for claiming that Baal is not a god. Now, they're saying Daniel is a troublemaker. And if we find out, say, a propaganda Daniel has spread that this God is not real, we are going to analyze him. But Daniel was confident, so he did not be afraid of being unalive, because he was confident the way I am confident, right, that Jamaica is taken over by falsehood. Jamaica, majority, not saying all, people love the thing that is false. That's why you see they love false to the tune that they don't support things that is real, like this life. No, they don't support it, right? They will come and they will listen, but they would have never tapped the screen, right? They come, they would listen, and all when the truth hold them to their neck, biting them and choking them, they would have never sent you a gift. But the false one, the false live, the false video, good morning, same, got all of their energy, their support, and they become fat, they becomes rich, they becomes powerful, and they becomes more destructive. Right? Yes, indeed. So you don't help the weak to let them strong. You help the strong to get stronger. That is what you're doing. Right? Come with me. At this time, the king became angry and called in all 70 of his priests of Baal. He said to them, I warned you that you will be put to death unless you can show me that it is Baal who is eating these offerings. If you prove to me that it is Baal, then I will have Daniel put to death for claiming that Baal is not a god. Daniel agreed to this proposal because he was confident. Then they all went with the king into Baal's temple, where the priest said to the king, Your Majesty, we will go out and let you place the food on the table and prepare the wine. When you leave, you may lock the door behind you and seal it with the royal seal. In the morning, when you return, if you find that Bel has not eaten everything, you can put us to death. But if he has, Daniel will die for making false accusation against us. What a task! Now, these men are equally confident that no one can ever find out their trick because they are so unique. Come on, Lord have mercy. In today's world, they're using artificial intelligence to trick the people, and they are confident that it will remain a cover-up. But one thing they don't realize, the power of the spirit that Daniel relies on. So if today someone really rely on the old landmark to continue to use spiritualization and not Googletation, education and not Googletation, right? Meditation and not Googletation, you will avoid being convinced by the artificial intelligence. Daniel was not a part of the artificial intelligence. Daniel relied on the old landmark of connecting with his ancestors to show him. So Daniel was confident that it is not Bel eating this food. So he put his life on the line as I got up and sacrificed my own life to bring these words to you early in the morning to open your third eye. Right? Support it. Right? Let me read that again. Right? Let me read that again. Your Majesty, we will go out and let you place the food. So what they have done? They said, you put the food in. We now put none in there, and nobody now in here with you. Right? When we are putting the food, tricks and trades, matches backs in business. And let you place the food on the table and prepare the wine. We don't have nothing to do with that. You see them slick? Right? When you leave, you may lock the door. Right? That is the king. Right? Behind you and seal it with the royal seal. Right? That means you see that it is sealed, that nobody can go in there. Right? In the morning, when you return, if you find that Bel has not eaten everything, you can put us to death. But if he has, Daniel will die for making false accusation against us. Can you imagine how confident Daniel is? But the priests were not worried because they made a secret entrance underneath a table in the temple so that they could go in every night and eat the offerings. Wow, let's catch at verse 13 and to look at what comes to mind when I saw the 40 sheep and the much bottle of wine and all of that. And I said, it puts me just in mind of the enormous amount of collection that JPS is making on a daily basis. Right? I saw you, right? On a daily basis. Okay. On a daily basis that they collect every day. And where is the money going? Has it been leaked out? Has it been going in other areas? Right? Has it been going in other areas and not in for the benefit of Jamaican people? Right? But they were actually confident, or they did confident, that a storm of Beryl's magnitude would not be hitting Jamaica as so many has come and dissipated or gone elsewhere. So they build up a confidence that they will never needed the resources that had gone elsewhere, right? To get the island back on track in a reasonable amount of time. Where did the millions of dollars that collect from the citizens of Jamaica? Jamaica is a private, JPS is a private company. Yes, yes. So with the money there, mm, mm, then if it is so, then why don't we? All right, all right. Jamaica JPS is a private company. Then we should move out of that zone. Mhm, mhm. Wow. Verse 14. All right. Let's continue. When the priests had left, the king said, so it is the privatization. That's where the money is leaking through. That's why Jamaica has none. And you think then about the amount of other private company along with that great and vast amount of importation that unnecessary that Jamaicans are doing, right? Importing things that they don't have to, along with the privatization of many essential of our companies in Jamaica. So we are going to remain poorer. We are going to remain with a false independent. Is there any move ahead to get us a real independence? To erase this false one that we are having? If you want knowledge, wake up early in the morning. Look for Tychicus in the morning to open your eyes to many things. This is a no-nonsense platform. Right? When the priest had left, the king set out the food for Bel. Then Daniel ordered his servant to bring some ashes. Yeah, the smart Daniel. We want some Daniel in the house, right? Then Daniel ordered his servant to bring some ashes and scatter them all over the floor of the temple. No one except the king saw them do this. After that, they all went out, locked the door, sealed it with the royal seal, and left. Right? Of course, sir. That's what I'm saying. Sir. And that's where the money leak. Alright? That night, as usual, the priests with their wives and children came in. Listen this, verse 15. In comparison to what I am saying here, all of the other nations' people are benefiting of the privatization, not us. Right? Listen, verse 15. Then that night, as usual, the priests, listen, with their wives and children came in to the temple by the secret entrance. Right? Are you with me? Right? And ate all the food and drank all the wine, none no left for Jamaican. Right? To fix it back when it broke down. To fix it with a natural disaster. They don't have trucks. Right? They don't have the necessaries to go in various places in a reasonable time to get Jamaica moving again. Come on. Listen. Early the next morning, the king and Daniel went to the temple. Verse 16. Early the next morning, the king and Daniel went to the temple. The king asked, "Have the seal been broken, Daniel?" No. The seal was on. And they saw that the seal was still on. "No, your majesty, they have not been broken," he replied. Okay? Your auditor came in? Yes. All the papers are up to date? Yes. Yes. And all the governing body, all the who is that? The OUR, look at the works of JPS and all the papers seemingly right. Right? Good. Right? So no seal has been broken. Yeah? Ask the question again. The king asks, "Have the seal been broken, Daniel?" "No, your majesty, they have not been broken," he replied. Right? As soon as the door was opened, the king saw the empty table. Yes? That means evidence